Hello and welcome to another episode of the Kennel NRL podcast. We told you we had some big things coming and probably have one of the biggest things ever. We've got none other than Josh Reynolds, Bulldogs legend, with us on the podcast today. Hello, welcome to the podcast, Josh. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
No worries, brother. Thanks for having me. Hey, everyone. I don't know about the biggest thing ever, but we'll do our best, man. I feel very safe when I'm in Bankstown. You know what I mean? We go do all these podcasts in the city, this and that, but very safe in Bankstown.
You're home, bro.
I'm home, cuz.
And to be honest, like for us, like growing up, you know, when you debuted in 2011 and then as you grew sort of in stature at the Bulldogs, like when we were younger, like you look up to players and you're one of those guys that just everybody loved. I don't know what it is, bro, to be honest. Maybe it was the fact that you're a bit of a niggle, but you brought that sort of dog, you know, the dog attitude. And it's honestly really great to have you. So, you know, thank you so much for coming on. So, like, I've got a few questions, as you know, the way the podcasts work. First thing I want to ask you, have you ever been on the kennel.au, the forums?
I'll be honest with you, I have,
Yeah.
but when I wasn't playing my best footy, probably not the best
Not the
forums
best.
to go on, cuz. So, but look, man, I get it, bro. Everyone's very passionate supporter base. I was a passionate player, so I always understood. Like, man, like right now, like I watch the NFL, like that's my main sport, but I'm into players all the time.
Well,
I'm like,
main
come
sport
on,
over
come
rugby
on.
league?
Oh,
Come on now, Josh.
close. I love it, man. I love it, but nah, look, obviously NRL, but yeah, I definitely know about you guys, and look, man, like I said, I've always known how passionate the Dogs fan are, and they're definitely passionate on the kennel, bro.
That's it. Sometimes, bro, even we on the podcast, they smash us. Ask this question.
Oh,
do this.
really?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
No one's safe. Who do you support in the NFL?
Eagles, Philadelphia.
Philadelphia
Yeah,
Eagles.
so we're a bit iffy at the moment. I thought we would have been a lot better this year. Hurts was a bit up and down. And yeah, I'm on the Philadelphia Eagles for him, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, look, it's I love it, man. It's Mondays. I try and wake up very early to watch all the games. I'm addicted. bro.
Keen.
It's
Keen.
mad. Yeah, very keen.
So I want to ask you a little bit about growing up in Belmore. What was that like for you growing up in Belmore? And were you like, did you always think you'd be a footy player?
Did I always hope? Yes. Did I think it was going to be a reality? I'd love to say yes, but no. Just like, it's very hard, man. Like, this is why I just feel really bad for kids that really want to do it. But there's just so much competition. You know, the percentages of people, kids. You know, there's guys like I'm helping out Josh Jackson now with the Jersey Flag, loving it, man. Jackson's a beast, bro. You should see him. He was a beast player. He's a beast coach too, man. So there's going to be a big future for him in that. But like, I look at these kids and they're trying so hard and they want to be Bulldogs. I love it, man. I watch them at training and they're aspiring to be Bulldogs. But then I think back, man, there's only a couple of percent of these blokes that are going to make it. So when you're young, mate, like you've got all the dreams, but you've obviously got doubts. So when I was young, I was skinny as just a skinny kid causing trouble around Belmore. But I love footy. That's all. I was hopeless at school. Like my teachers will tell you that straight up. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just never got, honestly, that the day that I actually thought that I could be a week in, week out NRL player. And look, I don't know how the great Des Hasler is perceived on this podcast, but was the day that he said that I'm going to be a 5'8". Because up until that day, man, Jimmy Dimmick gave me my debut. I love Jimmy. Really close mate. Like, he knew my dad. They sort of know each other. Right. He gave me my debut, so he obviously put faith in me. But that was off the bench, 14. Bro, doing my best. Back in that day, I thought I was 6 foot, 10 foot tall, bro. Take on front rowers. But the day that sort of Des said to me that you're going to be a 5'8" was only the day that I probably thought myself that I could actually be a proper NRL player. So, yeah, it's tough, man, growing up. Like, here I am telling these young kids, be confident, believe in yourself. But I get it, man. There's always that guy in the back of your head telling you, like, oh, there's this guy, he's big. There's this guy from Para, this and that. So, yeah, man, just growing up in Belmore, brother, like my whole family lived there. We were at my grandmother's house a lot in Platts Avenue, which is 200 metres from the stadium. Big footy family. We all loved it, especially my grandfather. They were probably my early earliest memories of footy, sitting on the couch with him, watching him swearing at everyone, this and that. I always, he's passed away now, but I always think, me and my grandma always say, I wonder what he would have said about some of the things I've done in my career. Because he was my biggest critic, bro. But yeah, man, I loved it, mate. Like, I hope that's why you sort of mentioned before, why I hope the Bulldogs fans, what I hope I'm remembered for is I just had a crack, bro, and like for the jersey, and it was because I grew up from there. I was always chasing that feeling, bro. Unfortunately had to leave the Dogs, it's never the same, man. Never the same. Even coming back last year, man, I reckon some of the boys, like, bro, I nearly cried every session, bro, because like it just bring back memories. Like, Ciro would bring up stuff or he'd show old clips, and I'm like, boys, like, how good's this? Like they're probably like, bro, relax. But it just means the world to me, man, because like I'm still there. Like, my mum's still there now, right in the heart of Belmore. So there's always that connection, man. It's just home.
Do you go back to Belmore often? Like,
yeah.
Visit your mum or like walk the streets
all the time, man. Yeah, I'm working for the Dogs now, so I'm always around there. And my mum lives in Belmore, and mate, I know a lot of people there, bro. Like,
you're a celebrity, honestly.
Bro.
Come on, bro. Honestly, every kid wants a photo of Josh Reynolds, bro. Everyone, you got that like cachet with not only the club but also with the fans. Like when you came back last year, right? All right, maybe it wasn't. You weren't the savior that everybody wanted you to be, but everyone was happy to have. No, legit, everybody was happy to have you back.
Yeah.
John Curry and Adam Drucey did very well, and even Gus, to bring back some of the legends of the club, right? To bring back the likes of Willie Mason, Oga, as you say, keep Josh Jackson on, bring yourself back. That builds the culture that I feel we didn't have for a long time.
Yeah, no, 100%, man, and that's the thing. To be completely honest, man, I don't really say this a lot because I don't really care how I'm perceived by anyone else but the Bulldogs family. And that's just how I've always been.
That's right.
People say, like, people call me a grub, people call me this, people, like, honestly, mate, I bomb myself. That doesn't worry me, man. Like, I don't care, because I actually know that the reason the Dogs community love me is because of that.
Yeah, 100%.
I wasn't the best player, bro. I was, when I was playing at my peak, I was probably not even top 10 halves. But
just
honestly,
to remind you, bro, just to remind you, you broke the eight series streak for Queensland as 5'8". I know that's enough said, bro. That's enough said.
No, but it's just like I just understood what it meant to people in that community, and I think they understood me.
Yeah, 100%.
Like the perfect example right now is like, why does everyone love Reed Mahoney?
Yeah,
it's not because of the way he's playing. It's because what he's doing. Like, some people will disagree with me, and I know some very high up people in high places will be like, yeah, just because, he's like you. But, like, bro, like, he cares at the moment. He cares about, like, the Bulldogs jersey. He cares. Why do people love him? Why do Bulldogs fans love him?
Bro, even watching the game.
You tell me, bro. Yeah, why do you love him?
Bro, the guy puts it in 100%. He does anything that's needed to win. He wants to win.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many big boys he pisses off.
Yeah.
Like, he's got 3 scalps this season already. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I actually do have something I want to give you. I made this specifically for the podcast.
Beautiful.
I'll just grab it for you.
How good. I can already see one head on it. Oh, how good is that? That's cracker. Reedy. I'll have to get one for Reedy too.
I've got one for him as well. Yeah, I've made 2. One for you and for Reedy.
Bro, that's cracker. Thanks, man.
No worries. I just thought it'd be something funny,
awesome.
man.
Thanks, brother.
Because actually, very quick story. One of the I did a preview podcast with the Knighted. They're a Knights podcast, and I told him in the podcast, I said, Dogs are going to win 13 plus. Knights will be lucky to score a try. They were my exact words. Comes back to at the end of the game. He's like, well done, this and that. And he's like, I effing hate Reed Mahoney. He needs to get knocked on his
Well, yeah, of course, mate.
But I told him, I said, he's fast becoming one of my favourite Bulldogs.
Yeah, bro.
Do you know what I mean?
Legit.
Like, because, bro, come on. He's like, he set up 3 tries, for example, against the Knights. Like, what more can you ask of your dummy half? His kicking game was excellent. He pissed off the forwards where he niggled them. It's like, well,
that's it, man.
Bro,
and the thing is as well, the difference with me and Reedy was he's niggling in the middle, bro.
Yeah.
When I used to do it, I'm out wide. I don't have to deal with those big boys, man. They got to run like overs to get to me, bro. He's right in the middle, dishing it up. So I love him.
He's that legend,
yeah,
bro. I hope he ends his career at the Dogs, to be honest. So you say all this stuff about the Belmore, this and that, But you're a Rooster supporter.
I know, bro.
How did that happen?
It's not, to be honest, like, and I'll be honest now, bro. It wasn't even the Roosters, just Fittler.
Yeah,
I just
fair
loved
enough.
him, man.
Yeah,
That was it. He was my guy. That was me in the backyard. Left foot.
Yeah.
It was just him, bro. Like, I honestly, like, I know Minicello now. Obviously, done a little bit of work with him and that, but there was no one else in that team that I loved.
Yeah, yeah.
But then as soon as I started playing junior reps for Bulldogs, I was in. That's it.
Doggies.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But look, I was like at the start, because my mum, like, my whole family, they were all Tigers. So it was a bit weird. And then I sort of, and then I just love Freddie. So, when you're young, you just love one player. Like, I feel all the kids now go for Penrith just because of Cleary, right? You know what I mean? A lot of the kids. But, yeah, as soon as I hit, I think development. So what's development? Maybe 14s?
Yeah.
I was on the Bulldogs.
So you started the Bulldogs when you were 14?
Yeah, pretty sure. 14s or 15s, I think. So back in the day, they used to just call pretty much the whole junior area, and you thought you were hectic if you made it, but there's 400 kids there. So yeah, you just try out, you get your first Bulldogs jersey, and yeah, that was my first memory. But from then on, man, like, hard not to, bro, in that era, because that was when the boys, the Dogs of War were there. Right. So like, how do you be around that? Like, bro, you're playing development under 15s, but you 1 second you see Rennie Matur and you're like, fuck, look, there's Rennie, bro. From that on. But yeah, that's the truth, man. That it does hurt me, bro, because all the boys are into me last year too, bro. They're like, oh, you come here, you say you're Bulldogs and this and that, but you're an actual Rooster. They put up the photo with me with the earring, my hat sideways at Anzac Day. Oh, man. But look, that's life, man.
Yeah, I was like,
made some poor decisions in my life.
But you're making some good ones now, bro. Yeah. So just quickly, if you guys, first time you see the podcast or you come across our channel, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We've got so much more coming up, and as you say, we've got the great Josh Reynolds with us. So thank you guys for that. I wanted to talk a little bit about your debut. So Jimmy Dimmick gave you your debut, but the club was sort of still going up and down a little bit. Kevin Moore was, was let go as coach. What was it like to debut? Firstly, what was the debut like? What do you remember from that day? And then what was it like sort of in that period when you debuted, like with so many changes going on?
Yeah, it's very different, mate. It was obviously a hard time because Kevy got put off. Wasn't the greatest period for the club. Had some really good signings, and the likes of obviously Mick Ennis and a few of those guys. But just, like, I was only young. So my first couple of years in the top squad, I thought like this was the norm, but at that time, a few of the guys there were like, we're not going to be able to compete if we're not, training at this level and whatever. We've been spoken about the last couple of years at the Dogs about the training and this and that. Like, bro, if you want to win, you got to train. Yeah, train hard. And look, the Dogs isn't a place where you can come and not train hard, bro. I don't care who you are, honestly. If you're one of the best players in the game and haven't got a good work ethic, training, like, you won't fit in. So it's not for everyone. Ciro said it. Yeah, that's fine. But there's always just been that. You got guys like Gaz Carden. I don't know if you've heard of Gaz Carden. He's an ex-trainer at the Dogs, bro. Like, if you get past that bloke, you're sweet. Like, bro, he used to call me Bones, like, because my legs, like, were skinny. But, bro, that bloke made me, like, tough. Wow. Because, bro, there's days you feel sorry for yourself. He'd say, grow up. But I'm like, in your head, you're like, bro, I'm only 16. Mm-hmm. But he would be like, well, yeah, you're 16, but he build that mindset. Just keep going, man. You do all these testing on the field, get off, jump on the rower. Bro, you don't even do half of that now. Like, but that's just where it's at. So that's why that's what the club's been built on, bro. So when I was, at that stage, when Kev got left and then Jimmy got put in, like, I love Jimmy, like, he's a great guy. I don't understand how he hasn't got a first grade gig.
Honestly, I still think, I still question, like, why aren't they considering it? But anyway.
Yeah, so it was, I was sort of thereabouts. I was playing halfback for New South Wales Cup at that time. We had a good team. We had won like 3 in a row comps, so like we were going fairly well. I was playing okay, and Jimmy, Mick Ennis got injured for Origin maybe. I think he maybe hurt his maybe his neck or something, and he come and Jimmy just said, "Hey, you ready to go?" And I said, "Oh," obviously thinking, like, what's he talking about? And he goes, "Oh, I need you to play this week." I said, "Oh, how good?" But then I'm like, I forget exactly who the halves were, but 2000. Anyway, I was like, they're both playing, and he goes, "Yeah, I need you to play hooker." I was like, "Oh, bro, like." in my head, this is what I'm saying in my head. I'm like, wow, I haven't played hooker in ages. I've been halfback for a long time, but I went, yeah, 100%, let's go. Mind you, we're playing in Canberra. Their pack was beast. They had like Leroy Lars, White, Shillington.
Yeah,
so
big pack.
I was nervous.
Yeah.
I was packing it, bro.
It's always tough down there at the home ground.
Friday night, freezing winter. It was winter. It was freezing because I was like, nah, man. Also, all I was thinking was, man, like, was defense. Because, like, for me personally, I always find if I built my game on defense, I'd be all right. Like, my attack would come. So, back in the day of the shoulder charge, cuz, I honestly would have, if we watch that game back, I would have come out of the line by myself probably 10 times, but just to get that impact.
Yeah.
Because I'd get pumped, I'd go back, but then the boys would help. So, yeah, look, man, it's that's the moment you know we speak about these kids. You know, you dream of it, you train hard, you work, you go to training, you that period of your life, and when you get that nod, when someone finally backs you to get in, and that's it, man. You're down in Canberra, you're looking over at your family, they're all rugged up with all the stuff on. But yeah, mate, it was a great night. Unfortunately, we lost. I think I gave away the penalty for something different for us to lose the game. But yeah, it was awesome. It was everything I thought it was, plus more. But then, yeah, sort of ended up getting lucky enough to sort of play that 14 role off the bench, the little combo with Joel Romolo. Us two, he would just go out there, whack people, go off, and then so yeah, it was a good little start to my career. It eased in as the 14 role, but yeah, it was awesome, man.
Is there one moment that you remember from that game? Other than the penalty that you
Other
gave
than the penalty, yeah, I always remember that. Like probably just like the line speed. I just think like even now I'm like, because if I think of that now, like even last year, I'll be honest, like if I thought of like coming out of the line to bang someone last year, I was like, oh my God, bro, don't. because you got to get buckled. But I don't know, like when you're young, you're fearless, right? You just, I didn't care. I don't know what it was.
You were chosen, so you're like, I'm going to go out and do what I can.
Yeah, that's me. Like that's what I've always done. Like I'm not going to get out there and be like good tempo. Yeah. And like I'm not a natural heart or whatever. But yeah, so I just think I remember just having that mindset of, man, get off the line and just try and make good first contact. Even if you get bumped off, it's all good. But as long as you're showing intent.
Yeah, kill the momentum.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly, man.
You're affectionately called the Grub because of your niggle, and you said that you don't really care. I just want to ask you, was it something that you did consciously, like as a player? Like, did you want to go out there and sort of niggle people, or was it something that you just did on the field just because you're so competitive?
Both. Like, I just used to laugh. I just loved it. Like, that's the thing. Everyone calls me a grub, but all right. So people always say because I used to do the trips, right?
Yeah.
But like. It's funny, bro. Everyone laughs at me. Josh Jackson loves this one because he defended next to me, bro. All it is when you get done, like, if you get done on an inside shoulder, but you're, like, going out.
It's easy to
bro,
throw the leg out.
It's instinct.
Yeah,
like, I promise you. I don't care. I'll tell you if I've done it on purpose. Like, there's sometimes, like, I'll do, like, forearms on people, like, leg kick pressure on purpose.
Yeah.
But every trip I've done was literally, like, you see him now, bro. Like, it's... Bro, I don't want to get beat on the inside.
Yeah.
I don't want to face Des in the video, bro. They score a try. Like that. Like, so, like, yeah, it was just, that's probably like the main ones I got done for. But, like, I just used to love it, man. Like, I learned it off Mick, bro. Mick Ennis is the best.
So, is he the Godfather Grub?
What do you mean, bro? He used to say stuff to me like when you're young, bro, you listen. Yeah. He's your captain, he's your leader, bro. And that bloke, when he used to talk, like, you want to run through that wall, man. Like, he's literally like he's the GOAT pump up. He's the, like, if there's anyone I could pick to sit in a room and, like, have the run out into it, he's the guy.
Wow.
And he led, you know, with his actions as well. But, so he'd say to me, like, an example, like, Thurston, everyone says that, you need to get into him today. And, like, I wouldn't think of it, this and that, but I'd always just try my best because, bro, they're the best players on the field.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But, like, sometimes, because I wouldn't even do anything, I just, like, someone done a shit kick, I'll just, like, good kick, man. Nice. You know, like, just little stuff like that. And, like, some people hate that, bro. They're in the zone, they're like, oh, get out of it. What are you grub? Like, I don't know, man. He was the best. But as soon as he finished, bro, I don't know what it was, but as soon as I stopped playing with him, I don't think I was as bad. He just... Because
he brought it out of you, eh?
Yeah, bro. Like, and he'd be doing it. Like, so he'd go after someone, and then I'd laugh and be like, "Hey, like you know, when who does he used to go after? Like, I don't know, I can't even remember players, but he'd just be like, same thing. He'd like someone kick out on the full, and he'd just be like clapping, and I'd just be like, "How good's that, Mick?" You know, like. But bro, honestly, it was actually all in good fun. Like, I never went out there, bro, to hurt people. That's the thing. You look at all my suspensions and all this stuff that happened. None of them were like really bad, like thug, like taking people's heads off or this or that. It was just like late or like I'll push people because I'm just an idiot. I'm an idiot, bro. I don't care.
Was it you or Mick Ennis that used to, if the shoe would someone's shoe would come off,
that was James Maloney started that.
James Maloney did start that.
He throw into the crowd, and mate, he's just like, I thought, he'd say it though. He would say to me, like, we got to go after this guy today. Like, we got to go because, like, it is, man. Like you sort of. You know, there's a line, bro, and like I used to cross it sometimes. Bro. I used to get into games and like, say I had a battle with someone, and like I'd get taken off my game sometimes, and that would frustrate me because I'm like, I'm not doing my team, and I got to. It's the team first, man. Like, and then that stuff, you know, can slowly filter in your game if it happens. But yeah, bro, it just used to just happen, man. I didn't. Like, even though there's the book, the book of being a pest. I didn't go through the book every week and just read it. But no, it was all in good fun, man. Honestly, bro, I used to enjoy it. I used to enjoy the battle.
That's mad.
One-on-one, bro. You go like I'm up against Cam Munster, bro. Let's go. But in saying that, they put it on me every week. But I'm gonna have a crack, bro. You know what I mean?
Like, that's really when it comes to like it's 99% will. 1% talent. Like, for example, you're right. It's all about the energy and the motivation that you bring. So they may be better than you, but if you're bringing that will, you'll outdo someone.
Do your best. You gotta do something, cuz you gotta do it somehow.
So like Andrew Johns was talking about money, and he's telling Mahoney, you know, you've got to prepare for your legacy, and do you want to be remembered as this? You want to be remembered as that? As a fan, what Mahoney's going to be remembered for is for rebuilding a club that was at its worst it's ever been. That's what Mahoney's going to be remembered for. And if he stays, I reckon he'll win a grand final with the Bulldogs. Yeah. I reckon that's where we're headed. But Andrew John says, you know, you got to think about your legacy. Now that you've retired, and we're in a simple position that Mahoney is now. When you look back at that, right? How much should Mahoney actually pay attention to that?
Oh man, this is funny because I'm not going to say what we've said, but I've spoken to Reedy about this before, and like. He might be different to me, bro. Like, a lot of people are saying, like, you know, comparing us at the moment. I love it. Like, I love Reed because I love it. I love his competitiveness at the moment. But look, Andrew Johns he always used to say that about me too. But at the same time, we're not all Andrew Johns. I can't see the game like that bloke, bro. 100%, like 100%. He used to do things left-footed, that, bro. I can't even run properly. You know what I mean? Like, so like, but look,
you're too humble, bro. You're too humble.
But it's in like, it's just like, and but Reedy's just got to. What matters to you, bro? Like
what's your priority?
If that's like, you know, if you don't want to be known as that, then ease up. But if you don't care, but if you're happy, maybe it's a bit different for Reed. Like you know, if you just said that to me when I was 21 years old, what you just said about Reed, I think that's it. You're like, you love the Bulldogs, right? Absolutely. And if the Bulldogs think that, then that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
And if my family and friends know who I am, like the other blokes and that, they might, whatever, say this and that about you. But bro, if you're worried about what everyone else is going to say about you your whole life, you might as well stay in your house every minute of the day. So look, man, that's up to Reed. I love him, bro. I'm sure all the Bulldogs fans love him at the moment.
Bro, he's amazing this year, man. He's led from the front.
He's a freak. But like at the same time, like bro, like it's hard, man, sometimes because the same. I'll be honest with you, like if Joey did say that about, you're like, wow, that's Joey Johns, bro, the best player in the world. Maybe I do listen to him, but I suppose it's just like finding the balance, bro. And that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like, I suppose I reckon if I was as good as Joey Johns, I wouldn't have had to say anything. You don't say anything, bro. You just do a left foot field goal from 40 metres out because you're home every week. But nah, it's all in good fun, man. And yeah, it's I suppose it's up to Reedy. I think I know what he'll do, but
which is great. You mentioned Des Hasler, so he signed in 2012, and he was a full-time coach, and you said that you didn't feel like you were, or you could make it as a 5'8" or as a full-time rugby league player until he said you could. That's a big impact, obviously. overall, what did he do for your career, and how did he shape you as a player?
Like I said, he instilled belief in me. So funny story. So he come in. Trent Hodgson was there. Chris Keating was there. They were like the set halves. But like not when he first come in, he obviously didn't say that I was going to be the half necessarily. But I come into his room, very, Des, very straight down the line, and hey, yo, mate, good to meet you, blah blah. But he sort of just said like, you're a 5'8", and I just was like, okay. I never really played 5'8". I played halfback for the New South Wales Cup, and then hooker when I debuted. So I was thinking that they were maybe my two positions. But anyway, all good. I didn't even ask him why or whatever. I was just like, all right. But for him to come in and say that, he must have like watched me, sort of, put his an analysis on what the type of player he thought I was. And and I just went, wow, like Des Hasler, guy who's done everything in the game himself, won comps as a coach. Like it is. It's beautiful. It's nice. It's a nice feeling. Like that someone
Affirmation of everything that you've worked for up until that point.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, like okay, sweet. So here I am, like at that stage. I don't know if you remember, there was a guy at Bulldogs named Harry Harris, one of our strength and conditioner, English guy, legend, love him. He always used to say to me, only reason I'm up here in first grade, having a laugh, was like, you're the rabbit, like the greyhounds, and the boys just chase you. I was like, I used to be pretty fit when I was younger, so I'd like win all the, not all of it, but a little bit of the fitness drills and that. And but from that day on, I always said to him, hey, maybe I could have a crack here, like just so like I've gone from just training hard and ripping in and seeing what happens to Des Hasler coming in and saying like you're a 5'8", and from that season on, like I started in 2012, that first year. Obviously there was injuries with Hock and Crip both getting injured, but I don't know, man. It was just that moment, bro. That's my light bulb moment in my career. Like,
that's amazing. Yeah,
it just, and the thing was, it wasn't that Jimmy Dimmick gave me my debut, and like obviously he believed in me, but for someone to say like Des to say come in and you're a 5'8", and he pretty much said like tussle for that position with the boys. It just gave me something, bro. Just that little something in your stomach to be like, you know what, bro? Maybe you can do this, man. Yeah.
So was it at that moment that you started to believe you could be a full-time first grader?
Yep, definitely. And because obviously, and like this is the thing, like I know exactly the type of player I was, and I know exactly what I could and couldn't do. And the style we played behind that pack was different to anyone. Yeah. Des started all this forward play. Like, I don't know if you remember. No one used to play through the forwards. Now everyone does, cuz.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're a young half coming into a team at that age and you're being told that you're not going to get the ball first off the hooker, if you're not willing to, if you've got an ego or you're not willing to put the team first, you could probably be like, well, no, I want the ball first. Like, why is Cooper Cronk and Thurston and that always get the ball first and they're running the plays? You could be like that, but it suited me, bro. Take the pressure off me, bro. All I got to do is run. Yeah, that's bro. Right, put big Sam Cassiano at the front.
Unbelievable.
Play me balls at the back better than what I could play. So why not? So I think I just understood, bro. Yeah, and it didn't worry me. Like everyone would always say, like you speak to, I used to speak with like other halves and stuff. And they're like, how do you you're always getting the ball at the back and stuff. And I'd just be like, well, it's just easier. It's just way easier. And you I don't know if you remember, bro, but defensive lines in that 2012, they didn't know what to do, bro.
I remember. I remember that team. I was like, that's amazing.
Like, we'd had that shape of the two people coming up, and you'd get centers jamming in on me, and then you'd have Barber at the back. Like, it was just that system. And that first year, bro, you look back at it, because the Benny Barber was a beast, obviously, but like that style and that play just suited me, bro. Especially me, like. Bit different for Hocko. He's very controlling, and he does like getting his hands on the ball first to be able to, drop people under or go direct at the line and whatnot. But for me, man, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm
Right,
the second
yeah.
fullback. Just
Right,
and back up, support. That's all you need to do, bro.
You honestly you made your name that year, and since then, honestly, Bulldogs fans have just been like, Josh is ours, you know, Reynolds is ours. When I ask you a bit of a controversial question, you speak quite glowingly of Des Hasler, but arguably, right, the mess that the Bulldogs have been in for the last 7-8 years was as a result of the way Des Hasler left the salary cap, some of the decisions that he made with payments, you know the whole story, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Look, man, I understand both sides, right? So you've got someone like Ciro right now that is coming in building from the ground up.
Yeah.
People are always like this year we've been like, oh, why haven't we brought a front row? Blah blah. You know the media, bro.
We asked them to.
Why are we buying all these journeymen?
Yeah.
Like all these blokes, this and that. So, but what people got to understand is, you know, it's good to see. Like I'm actually there, like at the Fleet Boys now. We've got people coming through, right? We've got kids coming through. We're going fairly good now. Like you got to be happy with the way we're going, right? The way we're building.
Yeah.
But Ciro's like, well, okay, if I go and buy a top 5 halfback, going to cost him 1 mil. It's a lot of money, bro. If it doesn't work, whatever. But you've got guys like, you know, Sexto and Hutcho and that stepping up now, right? But then we've got some young crops coming through like the Mitch Woods and all these type of players, the guys that are, you know, Bulldogs as well. Mind you, Bulldogs juniors.
Yeah.
And we're always complaining about, you know, we got no juniors, this and that. There's juniors coming. Plenty of them too that want to put this jersey on, want to represent this club, which is great. I love that. I love it personally because it's like we're always begging for that, right? Like there's the proudest moment, like the thing that I love is people say that I'm a Bulldogs junior. You know, guys like Karaz, he loves it.
Bro, Karaz is honestly becoming one of the, like, how can you not love Karaz? Not only the way he plays, but he's a Bulldogs junior. You can see the pride he has.
He speaks of the club, the way he speaks of it. Isn't that what we want, right?
Of course it is.
Okay, so
why is Penrith so successful?
So there's that side of it, the whole building it from the ground up. But then you got someone like Des, who just tried to win then and there.
Yeah.
Then and there, bro. He's bringing them all in. He brought in, you know, like big boppers like Frank Pritchard, Greg East, bro. These players, they were beat. Well, Beastie was there before, but so he just tried to win a comp then and there. He didn't really. It's probably fair to say he didn't really care about what was going on underneath at that time, and he just sort of front loaded all those deals. You know, he put faith in that crew to win it then and there. And look, played in 2 grand finals. How many semi-finals when he's there? Do you know? What was it? We would have. How many years was Des there? 5 years, 6 years?
2012 to 2017.
So there's 5 years.
Yeah.
He would have played 2 GFs, 3 semi-final series.
Yeah.
Like
Fairly
it's successful, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then after he leaves, it hurts.
Look at us now.
So what do you? But this is. I'm actually asking you as a fan.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? Like, do you want to win it? Like that? Do you want to win it? So let's just say Ciro wasn't doing this and we brought someone in just to front load. What if we won a comp? Are we all happy?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually.
No,
I'm actually a really good question.
Yeah, because like the thing with us, with our team, and it burns me every day, but we didn't win a comp, right?
Yeah.
But we win 2 grand finals. And that's sort of like what everyone sort of says, like, oh, but you're in 2 GFs. But it doesn't, for me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Who cares?
even as fans, though.
Might as well have not been in it, bro.
Yeah,
to me, like, that's how I look at it, bro. It burns me. That kills me. But we played semis every year, this and that. But I suppose that's just, sorry, I know I elaborated a bit on your question, but
I love it, bro. Keep going.
They're the two ways of building a team. And for me, like, while we're all playing, bro, like all us boys, we were loving it, bro.
Yeah.
Des is like, he's putting faith in the team. Like, all right, I'm going to put, you know, like, I know look, I'm not going to talk about the salary cap and who, because I don't fully understand it to be able to talk about it. I didn't exactly know what was going on, but I do understand why people like Bulldogs fans were like, bro, he ruined it all, like for this 3, 4, 5 years. It's because of that and this. And look, smarter people than me will probably be like, yeah, that was a problem. But look, if we did win 1 or 2 comps,
no one would care.
Do you reckon?
Honestly,
yeah.
If you think about it, right? Even if we won 1 comp,
yeah, exactly,
right? You'd be like, okay, this is the consequence of success.
Yeah.
Right. This is the consequence of success. No one had one of the double, like 2 in a row up until the Roosters in 18, 19. So it's like you can understand it was the consequence of success.
Yeah.
But he sort of fell at the last hurdle.
Yeah.
And then, like Dogs fans, I think, you know, I don't think the Bulldogs have ever been in in a period or have had such a long period of failure. Like the Dogs every 10 years win a grand final or winning a grand final, and then the last 8-9 years have just been nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like even last year, you know, a lot of people were like, what's Ciro doing? You know, where are we going? Is it going to be another rebuild after rebuild after rebuild? And so then the question, like people start to ask, well, how did we get here? And you got to go back to then. And that's sort of, because you were there and he trained you and you speak so glowingly of him, like, well, I want to know what you think. You know?
Yeah. That's like, that's the way I look at it, man. Like, and look, people might be like, oh, he doesn't care about the club. Bro, that's the one thing I do care about in this world, you know, but at the same time, like, for me personally, I love the way Ciro's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I really do. Because in 5 years, man, we could have 10 local juniors playing. And how good's that?
Yeah.
Not many teams could say that. Honestly, like, it's the best thing about the Bulldogs at the moment is from a very young age, from Harold Matz, SG Ball, we've got the likes of Stevie Turner, Josh Jackson, a lot of guys that have been Bulldogs in the system, as you said before. So everything's the same. All our wording, all our branding on the wall. Branding's the wrong word. Our culture on the wall. Like the boys see that. The young boys, they go in. They know exactly what it is. The SG Ball coach in Steve Turner isn't doing different styles to the first grade. It's the same communication, all the boys. And so you know what it takes. You know what it's got to take to be a Bulldog. And I can tell right now there's heaps of guys that want to play, young kids that want to be Bulldogs. Gone are the days where we're the club where people come in, you know, leave for a little stink bit of cash and go. Nah. I can't wait till the day that we can tell these blokes, like, nah, man, if you're not going to buy into this system, if you don't want to appreciate what Terry Lamb, Turvey have done for this club, then it's not for you.
Reynolds.
It's not for you, bro. And I love that. I love it. I love that position amazing. That we'll hopefully be in a couple of years.
And I reckon Ciro did that last year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ciro's like, man, you're either in or you're out. You're either in 100% or I don't want you. And he just went and bought players that were like, you know what, we're here for you. We'll do what you need us to do.
Yep.
Because I wanted to ask you, like last year when you came back to the Dogs, actually I want, before I get there, after 2014 we still made some semis but we declined, right? Then you it was not enough to make a dent in the competition. Like we were just also ran, sort of just making up the numbers. Could you feel the club was on a decline as a player?
Or like when I wasn't there?
No, like just like towards the end of your first stint at the Bulldogs. Could you feel it?
Well, could you feel it? I don't know. Because the crazy thing was, I always had faith in that squad we had.
Wow, okay.
I did.
Wow.
Because, like, bro, look at 2014. Like, we didn't have the greatest year. But, bro, all of a sudden, it's been a very spoken about game. We lose to the Gold Coast in the last round. And then go and wallop Melbourne in the first semi.
Yeah.
Like, people would be like, that's unheard of, bro. Like, how do you do that? But we knew, bro. We had it in you. We had a confidence in us that, like, man, we'll go toe to toe with anyone on our day. But those games were few and far between because some days in that year we were like terrible, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was little things when people got let go by the club, and you're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like someone like Dale.
Yeah.
I love that bloke, bro. Like, he was a beast. And then when, like, you know, guys like him, you're like, oh, hopefully we can still keep some other good ones. Like, so, bro, players leave clubs when you're going good all the time, man. Right. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard to look at Penrith now. They're getting stripped. But,
which is good for us, to be honest. Yeah. Like, we've got some of the good guys.
But, yeah, so, look, man, yeah, you sort of do feel it. You hope it's not happening, but unfortunately, that's the game, cuz.
Yeah. Because I want to talk to you very quickly about that grand final. As a fan, that pissed me off because I feel like the whole competition, the NRL, everybody was behind the Rabbitohs. Everyone was behind the Rabbitohs. Bro, they rang that stupid bell. Bro, it was just like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is a two-game. Like, there's two teams in this game, not just one. I just feel like everything was geared towards the Rabbitohs winning. Did you feel that as well as a player?
Nah, bro. You don't, as a player, you don't feel that, bro.
You sort of block out that
noise? You don't care, bro. Yeah. Because in the end, it's got nothing to do with if there's a bell or if there's the drum bucket, the drums. But like, who cares? Like, as a player, you don't care because that's outside noise.
Right.
You know, we speak about, you know, in footy teams, just control the controllables. What's inside these walls? You know, you have these meetings with the squad, and then you have meetings with the 18 who's playing that grand final. And you boys know, like, you look at each other directly in the eye and say, like, no matter what happens that day, I've got your back. No matter what. And, like, you can either say that and mean it and worry about the bell or not. So you can't, like, for us as players, but you can't blame that. We were
not blaming it, but it pissed me off. Like,
yeah, no, it's annoying. I know, because it's like, well, what are we even here?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog's but you know what, bro? Now I'm not playing, and now I'm a fan as well.
Yeah.
I can see why it's like, wow, like, really? Like, why is that bell there? It's like, get rid of it.
Yeah, I'm with you. And bro, as a fan, I remember, like, we had like a big get together for the game, and a couple of South supporters there, and it was just like, come on, man, like, we're still playing in this bloody grand final. Even if you guys really want the Rabbitohs to win, like, we're still playing the bloody grand final. Like, show us some respect. And it pissed me off because I felt like the NRL wasn't very respectful of the Bulldogs in that grand final. But that's just
you know who I reckon I'll blame, cuz? I reckon you blame Burwood Road, because you think, cuz that week at grand final, the street's full.
Bro, it was since that. Bro, it was the semi, bro. When we won the first prelim or the first semi, the Belmore was packed every single night.
Every night,
the double every night.
Burnouts.
Bro. It was
like, as you gotta, like, Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 10, Fox Sports. They were all down there all week filming this and that. Joe Bells, it's all happening. So they probably felt bad for South. They got to put their bill, you know, like.
It was honestly best fans in the competition. Yeah. Even though, you know, I talk about myself. At the end of 2017, you left the Bulldogs and signed with the Tigers. You said it made you feel sick to leave the Bulldogs, and many fans were also upset. Like, we were gutted that you left. I remember my wife, when it came out on NRL.com, Josh Reynolds was leaving, and she looked at me, she said, Abdul, are you all right? I was like, look, I'm fine, it's rugby league, but I'm bloody gutted that this guy's leaving. Did you know how loved you were before you left?
Oh, look, man, I'm not going to say I know how loved I were, but did I know the Bulldogs fans understood me? Yeah, I did. Okay. I really did. And that's probably the best way to put it. Like, I knew they appreciated me for what I did for the jersey. But then I also understood that they knew that, like, I wasn't going to win games from, like, the likes of Joey Johns and Thurston could for their teams. Like, but they didn't care about that. And that's what I love, bro. That relationship that I had, it was a mutual respect of, like, yeah, bro, this bloke, he's a Bulldog, bro. That's it. Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, like, it's because I did grow up in Belmore, bro. It's because, like, at every Belmore game, I had my friends, my family, but I actually knew half the hill. Yeah, that's sick. No, but you know what I mean? Like, it's because, like, yeah, bro, like, I think, yeah, that's why it's so hard, bro, because, like, man, I'm not going to go exactly how it all happened and this and that, but it was so hard for me to make that decision, bro. But, like, in the end, man, it was too hard not to, bro. And, like, people say, like right now, like, if I knew, we don't have crystal balls, unfortunately, but, like, if I knew, you know, like, if the offers are on the table, and I knew the money, I knew what I was going to do off the field and like away from footy to be able to, I wouldn't have left, bro. Yeah. And that's hard to say, bro, because I wanted to be a one club man, bro. I really did. But at the same time, it's hard, bro, because, like, a lot of years towards the back end of that, I don't know if you remember, but Forum was always coming to the Dogs. Someone was always coming to the Dogs, and that takes a bit of a dent in you. That puts a bit of, like, in your pride, you know? So I'm like, do they really want me here, man? But then it was like days I'm like, I don't care, bro, because I want to be here. Yeah. You know? But look, this is the thing as well. I'm not bagging the Tigers either, because they gave me a massive opportunity that set my life up. Yeah. But yeah, I just never wish I left, because, bro, that feeling, like I said before at the start of the potty, I was chasing that feeling, bro. And the thing is, like, Tiger supporters will say I was khara, and I was. I actually was. No, I hardly played, and I understand that, but it wasn't that I didn't try my hardest as a Tiger, like, in the sense of, like, the way I played, and I wanted to still win. I wanted to still compete, but it was just some reason,
injuries
bro.
As well, man.
Yeah, injuries. But, like, bro, it's just different, bro. And had that blue and white on. There was something. It was something, some feeling that I could never regenerate in my career, bro, until last year. So, yeah.
Because, it's interesting. Like, you played at the Dogs for 7 years and you played 138 games. Then after the Dogs, you played on for 5 more years and you only played 47 games altogether.
It's crazy.
Right? Like, it's a big difference. And the way you talk about it now, it makes sense.
Yeah.
To be honest, it makes sense. But
Yeah.
you also had heaps of injuries and stuff,
Yeah.
right? It's a weird question that I have, but stick with it, yeah? At the same time, like, not too long after you, James Graham left, David Clemmer left. All the guys that had been there and had built up and gone to the grand finals and stuff were leaving, right? And it felt like the club was on its way down. We were definitely on the way down. But you also had some off-field challenges in 2020, in 2019 and 2020. Did you feel like at one point, did it ever occur to you that you leaving was a bad choice for you, but then it was also a bad choice for the club? Like, it was, did you ever feel like there was just something about like serendipity almost about what's happening with the club and with yourself?
Yeah, like for me personally, yeah. Bro, at the time I didn't think that, because you're like, well, Tigers are, like, you got to, like, in life, bro, you got to be realistic, right? So there's this contract on the table and there's that contract on the table. And when there's that much of a gap in between them, cuz 4 years, this and that, it's a big difference, man. So, like, but you got to be a realist, man. The one thing I will say, like, for kids, like, and this is what I want to say to, like, young guys coming through, the sooner you learn that it's not about you, bro. It's about the club, and it's a business. It's a business, man. If you're a good person, and you're a good kid, and you fight hard for that jersey, and you still don't get what you want from a club, it's not always about you. So put it, like, still love the game, still put everything you can into it, but don't take it to heart as much. I took it to heart, bro. When the Dogs gave me that contract, and that burnt me, bro. For a long time, it didn't sit right with me.
Wow.
It just didn't sit right with me, bro, because it's like, come on, man. Like, just give me some, meet me somewhere so we can do this. But if I didn't have that, I would have been like, you know what, man? Thanks so much, Dogs. All good. I put my heart, my body on the line for you every week, but it's just not meant to be. But bro, it was the whole growing up there in the Belmore thing, and I was just like, I thought we were on the same page, man. I thought we were like, but yeah. And then look, mate, like, that core group that we had, bro, like, yeah, maybe we were boys, man. Like, we weren't just a footy team, man. Like, we were like proper mates, bro. Like, and that's very rare. Like, and that's the thing. It's hard, man. Like, footy coaches and teams, you're always trying to create culture, but sometimes, bro, it's forced. It's forced, man. And it's like, it's not that. But the thing is, as well, you don't have to be best mates with everyone.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have, me and you might not have a lot in common, but we've got mutual respect. That's all it is, bro.
Yeah,
and it's like work, bro. Like, you go to work,
colleagues,
you know what I mean? But for some reason, bro, that team, like, we literally loved it. Like, we had, like, I'll go to Sam Cassiano's place in Wentworthville, Cousin, and have a barbecue with the boys. But then next week I'd be at J Moss's house in the Shire. Because we were all close and we all sort of got on. So, yeah, there was something about that team, man. We loved it, bro. And maybe, yeah, when you say the downfall, like, maybe that was just like a couple of us people that love the club slowly leaving.
Holding it up.
Slowly leaving, yeah. Not me. I'm not saying me personally.
No, but you'd be part of it. No, like, honestly, like, if you were part of that core group that, because usually, like, every friend group, like, let's just look at it as a friend group. Every friend group has like one or two that are like the social glue that keeps everyone together. And then if they're longer in the group, you might not speak to the other guys for a while or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You lose that social glue that holds everybody together. So I want to ask you, talk about friendship and culture. When I see the boys in the team at the moment, when they talk about each other, they talk about the connection they've got. They talk about, how close they are. From your perspective, do you see like they're building something special there from like that, building that friendship, that group mentality like that you guys may have had back then? Do you see that in the current team?
For sure.
Yeah?
Yep. 100 this year.
Yeah.
Not last year.
Yeah, this year.
Nah. There's a bit. The last year there was a few people in there that just didn't, I don't know what it was, bro, pulling against the way we were going. And that's just me being honest with you, man. I don't care anymore. Like, that's just the way it is, bro. And unfortunately, like, bro, I was there and it burnt me sometimes because I'm like, boys, like, it's like, what are we, what are we doing, bro? Like, come on. But anyway, that's the past, bro. But this year, absolutely, like, you can see the boys, man. Like, last night Jersey Flag, we were doing a video upstairs in the room, but you can still hear the gym downstairs, and
Yeah.
all the boys were training first grade, and bro, you just heard the fox on the speaker yelling, screaming, the boys going off, and that's what it used to be like with us too, like in the gym. We'd rip in, bro, hard, but man, like I'd be jumping on James Graham's back with one of the stretch bands and whacking him, and like we'd just be throwing stuff at each other, but like that's the camaraderie. I can see it in these boys. Like I feel a guy that's really brought the boys together is Critter.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about him, bro. He's got this aura. Like when it's on and training's on, like you can tell he's and not saying I'm there all the time, bro, but I just hear things as well. There's something about him, like he's apparently, like when boys go up to him and asking questions about the footy and stuff, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He'll tell you exactly. He's leading in every part.
That's amazing.
But then, bro, he's the guy in the meetings G'ing up and like putting the music on, and so that's all it is, man. It's about those, like you speak about guys that glue groups together. Like I think he's doing that for the Dogs. I think he makes the likes of Kicks and Birdo feel more comfortable, you know what I mean. But then you've got the my main man, the Pest, just getting around G'ing up. You got the Fox. Loving life again,
the ball of energy,
enjoying
man.
his footy.
Yeah.
So, I definitely think those boys are creating a really good friendship between each other. And you know what, man? You know what I'm loving? Seeing the likes of, the Blake Taffs, the Hutchos, the Sextos, all these guys that the media question, why are we buying all the same player?
100%.
Bro, they want to be here.
Yeah,
they want to be at the club. And that's what, in the past couple of years, we've had guys who have come and used this as a bit of a battering ram to go up or, nah, bro, get out of here, man.
Yeah, we don't want you.
Nah, but we want guys that can, and that's the thing, like what I love about it. They're good people.
Yeah.
You got like, they've all got time for me. I've just meeting them all like Turpin. Like I've never really met them before, but bro, they've got time for you. They'll say hello.
That's mad.
And eventually, when we do get to this stage where we're top four, then we get one of these big players are going to want to come.
Yeah.
They're not going to say no to the Dogs anymore, bro. But we've got good blokes surrounding these. You do need that. You always get one. If you got one gun, you got one freak, and you got all the good blokes surrounding him. That's what you need, bro. So yeah, definitely heading in the right direction.
Critter seems to be a good captain too. Like even in the Origin game one, you could see like when Jake Trebojevic wasn't there, it's almost like he was the captain. He was the one barking. He was the one shouting. He's the one rallying the troops. He was making the plays, leading from the front. And I just think like last year I said, with all due respect to Mahoney and Burton, I think they were still young in their career and they probably weren't ready maybe to be captains. Whereas I think Critter's come in and he's just made a real sort of go of being a captain and he's killing it as captain.
You know what? It's quite remarkable. I think people don't understand that it is very hard to be a leader.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to be a leader. You scroll through TikTok, but lead. Wake up in the morning, lead.
Yeah.
It's not easy, bro. If it's not, and especially like you can't just be one. If you're not, it's not hard. It's hard to snap your fingers and be one.
That's
I was never in it, bro. I was never in the leadership group. Nothing, because I just, bro, I was a clown. But at the same time, like there was a time in my career where I wanted to step up and like lead the boys, but that's why people like last year and Reedy and Birdo, like man, they don't know how to be captains, bro. Sometimes, but me personally, I think they've done a great job. That's me personally, bro. For
what they were confronted with the injuries, with the type of stuff that was happening in the background, I don't think they did a bad job.
Yeah.
But you look at what Critter's been able to do now, it's like he's more he's more naturally suited to be that leader.
Bro. And some guys are.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like you reckon you got to get into a room and speak in front of 30 grown men and just be comfortable?
Yeah.
It's hard, bro.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Or just because someone says you're captain, you're meant to be a great leader, or you're meant to do this or do that.
Make the right decisions, be able to lead all the time.
Are you a leader? Do you talk when you lead, or do you lead with your actions?
Yeah.
So many different things, bro. And this is it. But what I love, like what Zero tries to create, is everyone can lead in their own way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone can lead. Be your own leader. But yeah, like it's. I'm just glad that the boys, like you look at Reedy and Birdo now. Well, look at the footy they're playing, bro.
Right.
But they're still leaders.
Yeah.
Of course they're leaders, bro.
And even against the Knights, like Mahoney last year as captain may not have been able to perform the way he did against the Knights as a captain.
Yeah.
Because he led not only with his words, he was marshalling the troops, but his actions spoke very loudly, bro. as I say, he set up 3 tries, but he was tackling everything that moved. He was niggling, he was doing everything they needed to do, and he led the team, and they couldn't score a try against us. Like,
unbelievable.
That's leadership, because if you don't have, if you have a leadership void in the game, sometimes maybe your defensive structures aren't right, you're not attacking like so like it's come a long way.
Yeah.
So you left in 2017, and you were given like a hero's farewell, right? On people's shoulders, bigger thing, people coming to the field. You retired last year in 2023, and you were also given somewhat of a hero's farewell. Which one meant more to me?
Oh, bro, it's funny. All my mates say I've had about 1,000 send-offs. Look, man, I don't want to say which one's better, because they're both special in their own way. But like I always say, like Origin was on Wednesday. I got up on stage, getting interviewed, and someone said, was 2014 the best moment of your career, winning the Origin Shield? And no, it wasn't. That me being chaired off from Belmore and that night's game was my greatest moment of my life, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Just like, I don't know, bro. It's making me a bit upset now. Like, people will never understand like what the place meant to me, bro. And to have like to be being interviewed on Fox Sports, and then having those headphones on, bro, and just seeing people run, bro, like run in, bro. I'm like, oh, the security guards there. I'm like, what's going on, bro? But like, bro, like it's a special feeling, man. Not everyone gets that.
No way. Yeah.
Not everyone gets that, bro. And that's my best moment of my career, bro. Honestly.
Wow.
And it's just like,
that's amazing.
Wasn't the game, bro. We nearly lost. It was a terrible game. We lucky Moses Dunbar scored in the corner, but that moment, bro, just for some reason, like to have my whole family and friends and mates, and have my mates cheer me off the field, bro. What more do you want?
Yeah.
What more do you want in life, man? Like that's just that means more to me, bro. So, but then like last year, like very different circumstances. I sort of knew I was retiring, but at the same time, I knew I was done. I knew I couldn't do it anymore, man. I just wasn't up to it.
So you just one day woke up and said, "That's it, I'm done."
Yeah.
Wow.
It just was that time, bro.
Yeah.
But then also to be able to have those boys do that group of boys that I tried to help them to understand what being a Bulldog was, and whether I did that or not, I tried. So, but then, yeah, they made it very special, mate. That's for one thing I'll be forever grateful of, like, Gus and Ciro and everyone in that staff. They always, they done videos for me. They tried to help everyone understand how much it meant to me, and yeah, so many really special moments last year that they'll take away forever.
I want to say I really appreciate your time. Like, this has been such a mad chat. Thank you so much.
No worries, man.
I have a couple more questions. That's all right.
All right,
Just
man.
a few more questions.
Beautiful.
And then we're done. So fast forward to 2022 after you leave. Right, you're in England. Hull, I think it was Hull.
Hull, yeah.
Yeah, they said
all.
Yeah,
All that you gotta say, cuz.
They say you can negotiate, right? Like you're free to go, whatever. Or whatever happened. Then they just told you can negotiate with other clubs.
Yeah, so we don't have to get into it, but yeah, I just didn't want to take up the last year of my contract, and because I was just wanted to come home. I was going to retire, bro. I was done.
You were going to fully retire?
Yeah, I was done, man.
So did you reach out to the Dogs? How did it happen? How did you come back to the Dogs?
Yeah, I reached out. Yeah, absolutely. Gus has got his story of what he says. I called him 100 times, had a bit of GSD, but no, I did. I reached out, bro. But it was more in the capacity just to come back as a worker, bro.
Right.
Like, I just wanted to be around the club, and I knew Gus was there, and I knew Gus, like, well, every time he commentated for me, he said he loved the way I played, and he always said like that's a Bulldog and whatever. So I was like, said to my manager, like, what do you reckon? Would he be able to get me back? And he was like, yeah, just I'll set up the talk and whatever. I can't remember. Nah, it was. I think I just asked Gus first via WhatsApp if I could come back as a just to help around the club, and I think he was sweet about that. He was like, yeah, no dramas. Whenever you get back, come back and we'll have a chat. But then I think in that time, I said, you know what, man, I'd love to give it one more crack, but nowhere else. I don't want.
Dogs are retired.
No way. Yeah, that's it. So then I think I said it to my manager George, and I think Gus said the same thing. So he said that to George, said that, and he was like, come and see me when you get back. I think he just wanted to see me face to face.
Yeah.
And we had a meeting at Brighton, Les Sands. the hangout.
The Chi-
Not at the Chinese.
no, bro.
But yeah, he just sort of, so we've sort of met, and he said, well, what do you want to do? And I sort of just said, like, I've had a good think about it. I want to have one more crack, but only here. Like I said, look, we don't even need George here, bro. I'm not negotiating with everyone else. I just want to come back. I want to give it one more crack. And to Gus's credit, he sort of said to me, like, I'm happy to give you a shot, not top 30, but just see if you can work your way in. See if you feel you're up to it, because in a way he was looking after me, because he didn't want me to wreck what I had done at the Bulldogs. And I do, and I'm glad, because if I come in last year and he threw me straight in, they threw me even 200, whatever it was, so the money, whatever, like, and I didn't really live up to it. There's expectation. So I think he just wanted me to graft away, grind away, and
earn your way, like, not feel like you're taking someone else's spot unfairly.
And people said to me, like, bro, are you serious? Like, why are you not even in the top 30? And I'm like, nah, bro, this is perfect for me. I don't want to be given it. I want to earn it. And that's why the day when Ciro and Gus told me in the middle of Belmore that I was in the top 30, I was just like, shit. Like, I'm actually proud, like, pretty proud of myself, because, bro, I'm 34. Oh, I'm hanging in there, bro. I'm training. I tried. The funny thing was, so, like, an example, like Freddie Serraldo, he's a legend of the club, bro. You know, Freddie, he's the funniest, but he makes that club, man. I love him. But first day of training, I get back in there, and Freddie, like, we're doing a yo-yo test, and Freddie's like, Grubby, like, telling all the boys, Grub will win it. I'm like, Freddie, bro, I'm not 22 anymore. I'm not that fit anymore, bro. I haven't done a yo-yo in ages, but that was just like where it was at. So that was where I had to try and get my edge at training and whatever. But yeah, it was. I'm glad I reached out, but eventually it ended up working out well, man. Like, they gave me an opportunity. Look, bro, did I have any impact on any of the games? No, but I just love that I was able to be a part. Just if the boys win the comp in the next couple of years, bro, I can say I was a part of that squad, you know, and I'm proud of that, man. I am. I don't really ever say to myself, like, what are you? I'm proud that I put my body through all that to put that Doggies jersey on one more time, and man, I got to finish my career at Belmore, bro. Like,
what more
it's a
could
fairy
you
tale, bro.
want?
I know it's a cliche, but it is a fairy tale.
As fans, man, like, I'll be honest with you, there was a lot of criticism of, why is he back? You know, he's not, is he really?
I'm not up to it. Yeah,
but
of course.
To be honest, like, even in hindsight, even critics were happy that you retired at Belmore.
Yeah.
People were like, bro, this was part of our culture, 2 grand finals. Like, he was, like, people think Bulldogs, honestly, even, like, especially the younger generation, they think Josh Reynolds. Like, they don't know, you know what I mean? They don't know the O-guy and Mason, the older boys, you know what I mean? They think they think maybe James Graham, maybe Ben Bubba, but he's sort of, unfortunately, you know. But they think Josh, so it's bro, like, having you back in the club in some capacity is great. But what do you do for the club now, other than helping Josh Jackson with the juniors?
With the flag, yeah. So, mate, I'm in the sponsorship team upstairs. Me and Terry Lamb causing havoc in the office. But yeah,
Two Bulldog Sixers, huh?
Oh, mate, it's the best. It's actually, I love going in there, bro, just to see him. We have a good laugh, bro. But yeah, so I'm in the sponsorship team. I help out wherever need be, man. I sort of just try my best to help the club. Like, I know you had Adam Drusi on the club recently, and had a good chat with him last week. We had a nice lunch, and I just said I want to help the club however I can. It's so hard, bro, when you don't play, because it's hard to have impact when you're not on the field and results. But there is, like he sort of said to me, there is so many other ways. So, mate, yeah, helping out the sponsors. I'm getting to know a lot of the sponsors, which is great. I've always understood how important they are to the club, and now I'm trying to, like, what I'm actually trying to do is like help the boys, like, in this core group that we got now, like, use them. Like, man, they want to help, man. Like, that's what they're there for. So probably that link there, where, if I play with the boys and if they got a question, they can ask me. So yeah, wherever I need be, man, just try and show my face, and just, I still love it, bro. I still love being around, man. I get all the gear, I walk around. It's mad, bro.
So, all right, last question. How far do you think the Bulldogs will go
this year?
Yeah.
Oh man, if I'm being honest with you, everyone, like I think we'll make the 8.
Yeah.
I really do. And honestly, man, like on our day, like you put in the crazy thing is that like what people thought about us at the start of the year is they said we got no points in us,
Yeah.
which is crazy. When you think of our 2 biggest high scoring points games, right? We played the Roosters. It was pissing down rain.
Yeah.
But we put 30 on them in the first half.
I think it was 26 or
20 something like that. Last week in Newcastle, pissing down rain. We put
32 points on them. They couldn't score a single try.
That's what I mean.
Really
Our defense is unbelievable at the moment, man. Like, I know the crazy thing is that defensive system for Ciro, like that he installs, is hard, bro.
Yeah.
You'd want to be fit and have really good leg speed. Because, like, I was in it last year. I couldn't do it.
Wow.
That's just me. Because, mind you, I'm 35, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Chicken legs.
Chicken legs.
He wants to throw me in the middle, like, throw my shoulders around. I couldn't tackle in the halves, bro. How am I going to tackle in the middle?
Yeah.
But now I can see, like, that system. Like, all the boys, even the boys that have been in it for 2 years now, I'm like, wow.
They're buying into it.
They're buying in, bro. And, like, you just see it. Like, Newcastle, they look like, and Newcastle run 5 on the trot, 4 on the trot.
Yeah.
They look terrible.
Yeah.
So, I love the way our defense is, and like you look at guys like Critter, they're just going to help grow. But then our attack, bro, like it is good.
It is very good.
Because it's not like anyone else in the NRL either. That's the thing. I love the way we attack, bro.
And Sexton has made a huge difference.
Huge, man.
Big respect to Hutcher. Like, I think he's
yeah.
fantastic. Honestly, no disrespect at all. But Sexton has made a big difference.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. But at the same time, you look at a guy like Hutcher, he's getting us around the field too, man.
Yeah.
It's not easy, bro.
Yeah.
People forget how hard it is to be a halfback, bro. Like, I couldn't do it. Like, it's so hard, bro. You got to think of everything. Like, Hutcho's he's good, man, and like whatever position he plays, I think he needs to be in the team because he's a bit of an older head.
Yeah.
He's really cool and calm, but yeah, man, like I just love it. Our attack isn't just coming off our hard. You got Reed getting out there probing. Then you got our left edge, Kicks, the Fox, Cherry, Birdo. Bro, we're building. I don't want to put too much pressure on the boys and stuff, but we're in a good position, and I honestly think the mindset's changed, bro.
Yeah,
you can see it, bro.
100%.
Everyone says it now. No one says the dogs are. No one walks on us anymore.
But we aren't an easy beat, bro. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. We're gonna, there's a lot of people that be waiting to hear this, especially like you've been interviewed before and that, but from a fan to a player, I think it's a bit different as well when fans ask questions.
Yeah, love it.
So I really, really appreciate your time, bro. It's been such a pleasure to speak to you. It's a pleasure to have you on. We'd love to have you on again if you're ever keen.
No dramas.
It's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, man.
Really
Legend. Thank you,
You're a
brother.
champion, Josh.
Cheers, bro.
And if you guys haven't subscribed, and if you haven't made it all the way, please be sure to like and subscribe. Share this with all your friends. We've got more great interviews coming up with current, former dogs. Everything's happening. So be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you soon.